The phase between scare and stability. There's a moment no one prepares you for. It comes after the fear has peaked, after the hospital visits slow down, after the worst outcomes are ruled out, but before life feels normal again. That moment is where Faye and Yoko seem to be right now. Not in crisis, not fully settled, just suspended in between. And fans can feel it when the emergency ends, but the impact doesn't. The health scare may be over, but its shadow hasn't lifted. Fans expected a clear transition from worry, relief, normalcy. Instead, what followed was something quieter and more complicated. Yoko's recovery brought relief, but it also introduced caution. Faye's presence remained steady, but noticeably restrained. It's in this in-between space that relationships often change the most, because this is where people reassess what truly matters. And reassessment rarely looks dramatic from the outside. Why this phase feels so unsettling to fans. Nothing is technically wrong. Yet fans describe a lingering heaviness, a sense that the dynamic has slowed down, as if both of them are walking carefully, measuring each step. That's because the phase between scare and stability isn't about healing the body alone. It's about rebuilding emotional safety, restoring trust in routine, managing fear that hasn't fully left, protecting peace at all costs. And when those things take priority, performance becomes optional. The shift from reacting to protecting. During the scare, reactions were immediate. Concern, attention, urgency. After the scare, something else takes over. Protection. Fans believe this is where Faye and Yoko are now. Protection looks like fewer public signals, a less emotional ambiguity, more controlled interactions, silence that feels intentional. It's not about hiding. It's about preventing overload. One fan comment captured it well. They survived the scare. Now they're trying to survive the aftermath. Faye's role in the in-between. Fans have been paying close attention to Faye, not because she's doing less, but because how she shows care has changed. She feels steadier, quieter, less reactive. Instead of amplifying emotions, she seems to be containing them. Many fans interpret this as Faye choosing to be a stabilizing presence rather than an expressive one, especially during a period when Yoko's energy needs to be conserved. That kind of care doesn't always translate well on camera, but it's often the most meaningful off it. Yoko's recovery isn't a straight line, and fans know it. Recovery doesn't come with a finish line announcement. There are good days. There are cautious days. There are days where everything feels fine, and days where rest takes priority again. Fans sense that Yoko is navigating this quietly, without turning every step into an update. And that choice alone changes the rhythm of everything around her. The fandom isn't reacting to distance. They're reacting to uncertainty. And uncertainty is uncomfortable, even when it's healthy. Why this phase feels more serious than romantic. Many fans are realizing something important. This phase isn't about chemistry. It's about sustainability. The softness that once felt effortless now carries weight. The connection still exists, but it's no longer carefree. That doesn't mean it's weaker. It may mean it's more real. Relationships often deepen in silence, not spotlight. And depth can feel heavy when you're used to lightness. Fans are learning to adjust, too. What's interesting is how the fandom itself is changing. There's less demanding, less speculation framed as entitlement, more careful language, more patience. Fans aren't asking what's going on as loudly anymore. They're asking, how do we support without pressuring? How do we stay connected without crossing boundaries? That shift mirrors exactly where Faye and Yoko seem to be. The space before stability is fragile. This phase doesn't last forever. Eventually, routines return. Energy stabilizes. Life settles into something new. But this in-between space, between fear and normal, is fragile. And it requires quiet. If fans are sensing something delicate right now, it's because it is. Not broken. Not ending. Just being handled with care. Final thoughts. The phase between scare and stability is where people stop reacting and start protecting. It's where love becomes less visible but more intentional. Where connection is measured in presence, not posts. Where silence isn't absence, it's preservation. Faye and Yoko aren't stuck. They're steadying themselves. And sometimes, that's the bravest part of the story, even if it's the hardest to watch.